Hi, this is Akshay Shrimanka, CEO and founder of Shay CPA, and today I'm going to talk through some 1099 tips for your tech startup. So for 2021, we have a new form called a 1099 NEC, and this is going to be the form that replaces reporting contractor payments of over $600, which were previously reported on a Form 1099 miscellaneous. The form is due on January 31st, and you still have to report payments that are above $600 to any recipient. So it's a good idea to just get W-9s from your contractors. What I find with most tech companies is that they are using services like Gusto or JustWorks or ADP to handle payroll and contractor payments. However, there may be some payments, like payments to attorneys, lawyers, accountants, that may be paid directly out of your bank account that you may have wired, or you may have wrote a check that you don't factor in when you do the 1099 miscellaneous. So those need to be factored in, and sometimes you can use Gusto or JustWorks to actually report those additional payments that were made outside of their platform. So that's a big thing to try and get done before the 1099 deadline, just so that you don't miss anyone that may have slipped through the cracks. It's very often, sometimes you even pay people through Venmo and other payment methods. So, again, it's now reported on a new form, but everything is still to be e-filed, and it's relatively straightforward and the same sort of process as you may have done in the previous year. The 1099 miscellaneous form, however, has been redesigned, so it's not completely going away, and there are other payments that may still need to be reported. So if you have rents, royalties, other income that may need to be reported, that will now still be reported on the 1099 miscellaneous form with the same deadlines. For those of you who may have foreign contractors, I know many tech companies have dev teams overseas. If any of that income could be considered U.S. source income, it may be helpful to have those individuals complete Form W-8BEN, so that they can your contractors can claim any sort of treaty benefits, so that are not required to, your company is not legally required to do any sort of foreign tax withholding. So that's something common, and we usually advise founders to just get their foreign contractors to either say, they have no U.S. source income, and they're not subject to those sort of requirements. The other thing that I want to discuss is for those companies and founders that may have convertible note conversions, those need to be reported on Form 1099 INT. Those are also due by the end of the month, so it's a good idea to get the W-9 for any investors who may need to be reported interest income for that difference between the convertible note principal amount and the number and the value of the shares that they may have been issued during a Series A or a seed round conversion. Other founders, one other thing founders need to look into is stock compensation reporting. If you have an incentive stock option plan, you may need to report any sort of exercises on this Form 3922. If you're using services like Carta, and I believe they help with the preparation of the forms, but not the filing, so you still need to go and review those forms for accuracy and then go through the process of filing them. And then there's some other stock options that when they get exercised, you need to make sure they get reported on the Form W-2. So you need to work with your payroll companies to make sure that your employees' options are reported the right way. I know some of these requirements are onerous and burdensome, and that's why we help founders navigate all these various issues. So feel free to contact us if you have any questions. Thank you, and have a happy tax filing season.